Hey, Ruthie, about last night. Is there anything that you want to say to me? Uh-huh. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's too early to deal with you. I get that you wanted to bring friends over to our newly built house, but you could have been a bit more considerate about the time. I mean, we could hear you all night. We share this house between our families, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you could wrap up parties a bit earlier than yesterday. So what you're trying to say is that I'm not allowed to bring any of the girls over ever again because we started living in the same house? What? Everyone gets a bunch of compliments as soon as they see the house, and it helps me appreciate it more. Besides, I still have days I want to have fun with my friends. Tony is out for work trips when the house is open, so I just thought it would be a great opportunity to fulfill my needs. Yes, I understand that, and I think it's great that you're still seeing your friends even after marriage. I was just hoping that you would be a little bit more considerate towards me since I live with you. The music was blasting until sunrise last night, and I barely got any sleep. So what? Why can't you just buy some earplugs if it bothers you so much? What? Look, I haven't got permission from your son, and he owns this house anyways, so you have no right to be telling me that I can't bring my friends over and my husband agrees. I texted Tony to ask him what was going on last night. He told me that he didn't expect the party to go on throughout the night. His understanding was that you and your girls would gather and would finish partying by dinner time. He even apologized if there was any trouble, so I don't think he agrees with you. Well, that's on the two of you for misunderstanding what I said. There's nothing wrong with what I did. And I don't see any law stating that I can't bring my friends over if I live with my husband's mother, so I'll do as I please. I never said that you couldn't call your friends over because you live with me. I just wanted you to be a little bit more considerate towards me. I think it's crucial that we both stay as considerate as possible towards each other if we're going to live together. I am considerate. I'm considerate towards you every single day. I think you're misunderstanding something. Even if we're in-laws, we're just two people who live together, and that's it. I have to stay on my toes and be considerate towards you all the time, and it's so stressful. So I just used a single day to enjoy myself and rejuvenate. But here you are telling me that I can't even do that. This is basically harassment. What do you mean I'm harassing you? Look, you should be grateful that we even live with you, because this is uncommon nowadays. You never express your gratitude, and now you're bugging me about how I use my own house? Why don't you be a bit more considerate towards me? If you ever harass me again, I'll tell Tony, and he'll not be happy about it.
Hey Mom, how'd it go? Did she give you a proper apology about last night?
Not at all. She actually got really mad at me, that I was harassing her over how she used her own house.
Sorry about that. I'll make sure to tell her that she needs to apologize to you later.
Was Ruthie always like this? I mean, I do have an image of her being a strong-willed woman, but I don't remember her being the type to nag about harassment and all that.
Apparently, Ruthie's mother had to go through a lot that was caused by sharing a house with a relative. And she's been teaching Ruthie some things since we moved in together. Stuff like, assert dominance and don't show weakness. She's starting to believe that it's better to be selfish instead of letting others have their way.
Well, I guess that explains a lot. She's never been so rude to me since I met her.
Sorry, I'll make sure to tell her to think about what she's doing again later. Don't worry, I know that you're not trying to harass her in the slightest sense. Ruthie doesn't understand how indebted we are to you for helping us with our mortgage payment.
Don't bring the payments into this, it's fine. Anyway, were you able to find the friend that ran away? I'm way more worried about that than this.
Oh yeah, we were able to find him, but he had already used up all the money that he stole from the company funds. Apparently, he went on a spending spree with his mistress.
What? I thought that he stole hundreds of thousands of dollars. How did he use so much?
Right? I was really surprised at first too. We built that company together 10 years ago, and went through all the highs and lows together. I really thought he was my best friend. Then I found out he was using company funds for his own expenses. Once we cornered him about it, he just dipped and stole the money that was the literal lifeline of our company. I don't even know how to recover at this point.
Don't worry, Tony. I know you'll come out of this even stronger. I believe in you. And I'll do anything to support you while you need it.
Thank you so much, Mom. Right now, I'm just pouring money out of my own pocket to keep the company alive, and I don't even know how much longer this can last. If you hadn't offered to help with the mortgage payments, I don't know what I would have done.
It's the least I could do. I have some money that your father left behind for me, so just think of it as help from him.
And thank you for keeping all of this out of Ruthie's ears. I really don't know how to thank you for everything.
You don't have to share everything with each other, even if you're married. I'm sure Ruthie would panic if you told her, so it's probably the right decision to keep this a secret for now. That's sort of kindness as well. Now, since you have the time and money that'll last you a while, go focus on your work.
Thanks. We were able to catch the traitor. And right now we're going around banks and asking for loans. I've received news that some are actually showing positive feedback, so I think we might be able to survive this.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Once we get through this, I promise I'll bring the company back. So please help me out for just a little bit more. I'll return this favor 10 times more in the future.
You being happy and healthy is enough, honey. Well then, go work hard. I'll try to make things work for Ruthie on my side, too. Mrs. Anderson, I have a very important announcement to make. An important announcement? What is it? Well, we just found out that I'm pregnant. What? Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Congratulations. Thank you, Mrs. Anderson. Since we're going to be welcoming a new life into our family, there's one thing that I need to ask of you. What could that be? I need you to leave our house right now. The whole pregnancy will be ruined if you're there. What? Why do you want me to leave the house? And what do you mean the pregnancy will be ruined? I'm saying that a miscarriage may be caused by the stress that you're putting me in. The doctor told me that I should avoid as many sources of stress as I can. Life in the same house as you is basically the worst situation that I could put myself in as a pregnant woman, so the best choice for the both of us is for you to leave. What? But we built this house. And I understand your point about living with your mother-in-law as being stressful, but as you know, Tony's very busy with work right now and he has to go on tons of business trips. Isn't it better if a person who's already given birth before is right by your side in case anything happens to you? Oh, you don't have to worry about that. My mother, who has experienced giving birth as well, will be taking your place in our house, and she'll begin living with us. I announced my pregnancy to my mother and father right before telling you. They seemed thrilled to hear that they finally have a grandchild. And I spoke about you being a source of stress towards me, and they encouraged me to kick you out for the baby. They even offered to take your place and live with me. I can't believe this. You're really going to kick me out like this? I've never heard such nonsense. Does Tony even know anything about this decision of yours? I'm sure he wouldn't allow something like this to happen. Of course not. He doesn't even know that I'm pregnant yet. What? Really? He's very busy with work right now. I'm going to surprise him with the news as soon as he comes home. I'm sure he'll be thrilled. I mean, not that you'll be here to watch his reaction. A husband can't just say no to his pregnant wife. He'll understand my circumstances, and if it's better for me, then it's better for everyone. All right, then. So you don't even have the permission of the owner of the house, and you're saying all of these things without even letting him know. As they say, relationships work best when the girl is bossy and the man is kind. Anyways, make sure to pack up all of your things and leave as soon as possible, okay? My parents are moving in by the end of today, so I suggest you hurry up. Know that this is the best choice for everyone other than you, including the baby. All right, then. Goodbye. Oh, and don't think about coming back, because we won't be able to help you after retirement. No hard feelings. Sure, but promise to never speak to me again. Then I'll promise not to rely on you, even show my face near you ever again. Really? Yes. Make sure the two of you never rely on me either. I hope your parents are able to afford the $2,000 a month for your mortgage. What? Why would my parents have to pay the mortgage? Tony has all of the payments under control. He owns his own company, for God's sakes. Actually, I'm currently paying all of the monthly mortgage payments right now for him. Tony isn't in the situation to be able to afford to pay an extra $2,000 a month. What? Why not? He is well enough to afford an amount like that. He is a company owner. He has the highest average paying profession in the world. We even have enough money to pay for anything we want in this world. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's not necessarily the case right now. He's actually struggling quite a bit to keep the company afloat. The co-owner of the company actually stole company funds and ran away with it. By the time they caught him, he'd already spent almost everything. Tony's currently doing everything he can right now to account for that. What? But I guess you're going to have to cut down on every aspect of living that you can, now that you don't have monthly support from me. You know, I really only meant well for you two. There's no way. You're lying. There's no way I wouldn't know about all this by now. What's he going to do? Who knows? It was all working out perfectly because I was here to support the two of you while he was recovering the company. But now that I'm getting kicked out, I guess your parents can take my place and support you instead. What? Don't worry, he told me that it's all going to be fine as long as he gets through this. But if he doesn't, who knows what might happen to the two of you? Whatever, it's not my business anymore. I wish you all the best of luck. All the best. Wait, there's no way my parents can afford to pay me $2,000 a month? What do you expect me to do about all this? I'm a stay-at-home wife. And my parents live off retirement money and savings. They can't just spend all that on paying off our mortgage. Are you going to make Tony give up his company then? There's no way he's going to get out of this mess without someone's help. So he's going from a company owner to unemployed? Just like that? Yep. Well then, all the best for you guys. I'm leaving the house now as requested, so I guess I'll see you never then. Bye-bye.
I'm so sorry, Mom. I heard everything from Ruthie. I'm happy about the pregnancy, but I never guessed that she would use that as an excuse to kick you out of the house.
I'm sorry for telling Ruthie about the company when you were keeping it a secret.
You don't have to worry about it. It looks like we were able to get the company back on track for now. I'm sure we'll be fine for the time being.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, it turned out that the guy who stole the money actually had most of it. He just hid it away, but we were able to recover it. Over half of it was just hidden in a secret bank account. We were also able to loan out some money from the bank. It's looking pretty good.
Oh my goodness, thank God. So proud of you for getting through this on your own.
No, it's all thanks to you, Mom. You were the only person I could tell about this when there was no one else. I had to look confident in front of my people so that they wouldn't lose confidence. But I was so worried. I can't believe Ruthie even tried kicking you out of our house after everything you've done for me.
Let's calm down, Tony. I'm sure Ruthie was excited about her pregnancy and got ahead of herself, that's all. I was worried during my first pregnancy, too. It might really be better to have her parents there with her. I'm leaving, okay?
If you really are leaving, then at least let me pay for your rent from now on. I'll get you any furniture that you need, too. It's the least I can do after everything you've done for me.
Thank you, honey. I mean, if you insist, then it would really help a lot.
Of course! If you want, I can introduce an apartment to you. My friend does real estate, and he has an opening at a really nice place that has amazing security and a great view.
Are you sure? I mean, that's better than anything I could ever ask for. But what are you going to do from now on? Are you going to continue living with Ruthie and her parents?
Yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. It's a big house that's designed to fit 2 families, and I just can't leave my baby, so...
That's very true.
And also, Ruthie's been lecturing me about how to live with in-laws for a while now, so I've picked up a thing or two. Like, assert dominance while living with your in-laws. So I'm thinking of absolutely dominating that household in response to what they did to you. Anyways, I'll send the address of your new apartment right away.
Mrs. Anderson, would you come back to our house and live with us again? My parents left already, so we have enough room for you. What? Why would your parents leave so soon? They finally have the chance to live in a big home with their daughter and grandchild. Well, they kind of got mad and left. What are they upset about? Tony told my parents the whole story about how you ended up leaving the house, including everything I'd said and done to you. They said that even though I told them that you were harassing me, I was the one who was harassing you. And that you were nice, but I forced you to look bad. They just kept getting angrier and angrier and told me that I was a disappointment and left. I'm glad your parents are sensible people. And Tony has been a completely different person ever since you left. He's gone colder and bitter. He started saying that he wanted something in return for paying for the living expenses of me and my parents. So he was constantly ordering me and my parents to do some housework, and I told him to stop bossing us around. But all he would say in response is that he's only protecting himself by asserting dominance to his in-laws. Oh my. My parents then figured out that he was trying to let them know that I was treating you the way he was treating them. They told me off about how they never raised me to be like this and stormed out of the house. So you two get the whole house to yourselves now. I mean, it's a lot of space for two people, but I'm sure you'll get used to it in no time. That's not the issue here. The issue is that Tony wants me to keep the whole house spotless, all by myself. I can't clean a house like this all by myself. And I had you to do all the cooking, so I have no idea how to put anything together. Please, I'll apologize for everything I've ever said and done to you, so please just come back and live with us. I mean, I do agree that it would be a waste for only the two of you to live in such a nice house. So I'll agree to move back in with you. But don't think we can just go back to being the way that we used to be. What? If I move back in, I'm only going to take care of myself. I won't be helping take care of you or your family, including my grandchild. Why not? Because I'm not your maid. You agree to that, then I'll move back in with you again. Well then, I'll see you if you ever make up your mind. After that, I received a letter from Ruthie's parents. It wrote how they were sorry for raising their child to do the things she did to me. In addition to that, they included a request for me to correct her behavior as much as I want, since they couldn't do the job while raising her. After my son joined in and begged me to move back in as well, I made the decision to go back. I'm currently spending my days teaching her the righteous ways of a housewife. I heard that Ruthie goes begging to her parents once in a while about how hard I am on her. But they seem to have no mercy on her anymore. My son seemed to have succeeded in bringing his company back to where it used to be, and has been providing me with gifts and trips all over the world. I'm proud to say that I've raised a man of his word.
Can I have a word with you, Anastasia? What is it, Dorothy? It's starting to rain. Looks like it. The weather forecast didn't predict rain. What are you doing? Are you ready to pick him up? Oh, my son is fine. He just got home from his lesson. I drove to pick him up. What are you talking about? I'm talking about picking up Martin. Martin? Don't worry, Martin always carries a folding umbrella. A folding umbrella? Poor thing. What? A folding umbrella is just for emergencies, right? Yes, that's why today is the day to use that, isn't it? Men are bigger than women, so they will get wet if they only have a folding umbrella. You can pick him up at the station, can't you? Why don't you pick up Martin? He's your husband, isn't he? Of course, he's my husband, but I don't know when he'll finish his work. Martin is not a child, so I'm sure he'll take care of himself. If he needs to be picked up, I'm sure he'll call me, and I'll go to the station then. Are you still his wife? How can you neglect your precious husband so much? I used to pick up my husband with a big umbrella when it suddenly started raining. I see. There were no convenient tools in the past, were there? Now, it's so easy to use the apps or make a phone call, so no need to worry about that. Gosh, I'm stunned. Are you always so cold to Martin? I don't mean to be cold. I think many wives do the same thing nowadays. Regardless of what people say, you are Martin's wife. If you can't take care of him, I will ask you to leave him. I will not forgive you if you make my precious son unhappy. Remember that. Okay, I will. Anastasia, have you prepared dinner yet? Not yet. I thought so. I made Martin's favorite chicken curry today. Can you come and get them now? Wow, that sounds delicious. I didn't make it for you. I'm sorry that you went to the trouble of making it for Martin, but I have to go out with Kent today, so I can't drop by. Huh? Besides, I'll be late today. I'll have Martin eat out and come home. Wait a minute. Yes? You haven't even prepared dinner for your husband who works hard? What on earth are you thinking? I'm supposed to go out with Kent. Go where? Kent's soccer team has a professional player. He's going to give Kent a private coaching session. It's a rare opportunity, so I decided to take it. Of course, Martin agreed with me. I think he doesn't mean it that way. What? Martin has always been a sweet boy. You told him to go eat out, and he just couldn't say no. It's disgusting that you can't even notice that. Actually, it was Martin who encouraged Kent to take coaching from a professional player. Isn't it because he's afraid of you? I don't think so. Martin loves soccer and he entrusts his dream to Kent. He told me to take a video of today's lesson. That's how you're taking advantage of his kindness. It's unforgivable. I can't imagine how that boy feels while living his everyday life. I don't think it's such a big deal. Martin is very supportive. It's because that he is a kind man. If you ever step on his kindness, I won't forgive you. I'll have you divorce him then. Divorce? That's too much. Dorothy, may I have a word? Oh, how unusual. So early in the day. What is it? You left food scraps in front of our house, didn't you? Oh, how did you know? Because I can see it from my window. You were wearing a hat and black sunglasses. I recognized you right away because you were hanging around in front of our house. Oh, really? I can't help it now that you found out. Did you think you wouldn't be found out? I recognized you in an instant. So, why did you do that? Well, the garbage collection point is close to your place, right? So I thought I'd ask you to take it there. Are you sure about that? What else could it be? Are you harassing me? Because yesterday I turned down a dish you made for Martin. Why would I harass you for that? I'm not that narrow-minded. That's rude. Are you being honest to me? Of course. The garbage collection point is close to my house, so I took it there. But please stop harassing me. That was very childish of you. I told you it's not like that. You're such a nasty wife. I'll tell Martin about this. I wonder why he got married to a horrible person like you. Anastasia, I'm sorry you've been through so much. I didn't know your mother was sick. I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you, Dorothy. I hope you're feeling a little better now. I still have regrets when I think of my mother. I should have visited her, shown her how Kent has grown up, and also at least texted her more often. I understand. It's like that when your parent passed away. But fortunately, my cousin who lived nearby to take care of her. So I don't think she was lonely. That's the only thing that saved my heart from falling apart. You really have to thank your cousin. But I believe that your mother didn't think badly of you. She understood you very well. That's why she didn't say anything.
I hope so.
I think she cared about you more than anyone else.
Yes, you're right. Thank you for cheering me up.
No worries. Anyway, she left you her legacy too, right?
Legacy?
Yes. That house is your mother's, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. It was my mother's house because my father passed away, and the ownership was transferred to her.
She left it to you, so you should be grateful. You're going to inherit it, right?
I'm an only child, so I guess so.
You don't have to worry about anything. You can take a good rest until you feel better. While you are resting, I'll take care of your parents' house.
No, I can't let you do that.
Don't be shy. I'm your mother-in-law. You should rely on me more.
I have to file some important documents and so on, so I need to sort them out. I plan to live here for a while, so Martin has agreed to help me. My cousin lives nearby, so I really don't have to worry.
You really don't have to worry about it. Just take some rest, okay?
Dorothy, can I talk with you? I just heard from my cousin.
What's wrong?
While I was out, is it true that you went into this house with a home builder?
Yes, I did.
So it was really you. Why did you do that?
Will you listen to me?
Huh?
Until Martin got married, I've been dreaming of living in a duplex. My husband and I would live on the first floor, and my son's family would live on the second floor. We would eat dinner together on the first floor. Of course, it is you who will cook. I'll enjoy my days by going to lunch, shopping, and learning some things in an elegant way. I've always longed for a life like that.
Are you telling me that?
Yes, I'm talking about renovating the house. I've been asking for advice on what to do because it's falling apart as it is now.
What do you mean? Please don't do anything selfish.
Because the house is already in your name, isn't it?
Yes, it is now, but...
Then why don't we just renovate it?
What?
Your inheritance is also mine.
Excuse me?
I'll be happy to move in with you. If you don't like it, you just need to divorce my son.
Wait a minute. Please don't be so selfish.
So, if you don't like it, it's divorce then.
Why are you making such a selfish decision? Neither Martin nor I have any intention of getting a divorce.
Because you can't even take care of Martin.
What?
You don't pick him up from work. You don't prepare dinner if you have to do something with the kids and so on. I feel sorry for him. But I can take care of Martin well enough. I know him better than anyone else. It's a good solution for both Martin and for you.
You were aiming for my mother's house. That's why after the funeral, you were being nice to me and offered me help to organize the house, right? That was the plan all along.
That's not true. I sincerely wanted to cheer you up, Anastasia. Because if you were to stay mopey forever, Martin would be in trouble. I didn't want that to happen.
How can you say such a terrible thing? What you did is a fraud.
Stop saying terrible things. How dare you accuse me for fraud?
This house was built by my father and protected by my mother. I will never let you do what you want.
Anyway, I want you to hand over the ownership of the house.
Why?
It's obvious, isn't it? Because I want to change it to my name. And then, I'll rebuild the house into a stylish duplex of my choice. Bring me the deed within a week so I can get the paperwork done quickly. Did I make myself clear? Anastasia, where are you? Reply to me. Dorothy, how may I help you? What are you thinking? I came to get it because you haven't brought the deed after a week. Can't you even keep your promises? I'm going to change the house to my name and rebuild it into a duplex. So give me the deed quickly. The deed, huh? I'll pick it up today. What time are you coming back? I don't live in that house anymore. What? Then where are you? That's a secret. Huh? Are you kidding me? Wherever you are, bring me the deed immediately. I knew you didn't think well of me, but it's too much. What? You were planning to take away the house I inherited from my mother for your own selfish dream. I can't believe it. That's fine. You and I are family, and if we can make our dreams come true, we'll be happy. I'm not taking that house away from you. What are you so unhappy about? It seems you have no idea about my mother's living will. I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't care about your nonsense blabbering. Just tell me where you are. I mean, you don't even have to live there. Just bring me the deed as soon as possible. You're not going to get any further with a duplex, are you? That house has been sold. What? Why? We sold the house and decided to move out. Sold? What do you mean? My mother has been in the nursing home business all her life. In the future, we're going to tear down that house and build a small and cozy nursing facility. That's her dream. Huh? Just like you, my mother had a dream too. So after my mother's funeral, Martin and I discussed it. We had already bought a condo, so we had a place to live. In order to make my mother's dream come true, we decided to sell the house and have a nursing facility built for her. Are you an idiot? Why would you give up your inheritance without a second thought? I don't understand. This is to make my mother's dream come true. The cousin who took care of my mother works as a caregiver, just like my mother. That's why I could trust her with my mother's care. Your cousin? I really don't get it. Can you explain more? That cousin of mine has offered to be the director of the facility. She wants to follow in my mother's footsteps and take care of the patients. With my cousin's backing, we were able to make our decision. The contractor is scheduled to come in tomorrow to demolish that house. Tomorrow? No way. Why would you do such a selfish thing? Because I inherited the house from my mother. What I do with it is up to me, isn't it? Then what about my dream? Well, Martin is in favor of building a nursing facility. He said it would be great if we could build a good facility for those who need it. My dream! My duplex! I've already borrowed enough from the bank for the down payment I can afford. Huh? You borrowed money before you received the deed? You're not making sense at all. Does your husband know about that debt? Of course he doesn't know. What are you going to do then? You pay it. Huh? You're the one who canceled our duplex. You must pay for the money I borrowed as the consequence. Why should I pay? I'm the victim who was almost robbed of the house I inherited from my mother, remember? It's a strange story. Then what am I supposed to do? First of all, how can I explain to my husband? I don't know anything about that. I guess you'll just have to be honest with him. What did you say? You were trying to take over the house I inherited from my mother and borrowed money for the down payment to tear it down and build a duplex. But the down payment has gone to waste, so you need help to pay the debt. Are you an idiot? My husband will get angry if I say that. Come up with a better excuse. A better excuse? I've had enough. You tried to take over the house I inherited. What's your excuse? I could file a damage report with the police. The home builder will be the guarantor. Are you trying to turn me into a criminal? I won't allow such a thing. If you don't want to be reported as a criminal, please tell your husband the truth. That's the least you can do. You and your husband will decide what to do about the debt. Oh no. You won't help us with anything? Actually, we decided to sell the condo we were living in and move out. Huh? You didn't tell me that either. This was Martin's suggestion, and it was decided on short notice. My son's suggestion? Yes. Let me speak on his behalf. Mom, you've been harassing Anastasia all this time, haven't you? Anastasia never told me, but I knew. And I can't believe you would try to take over the house that Anastasia's parents left for her. I just can't forgive you. I want to get rid of you already. So I've decided to sell the condo and use the money to move to an unknown place and start over from scratch. That's what Martin said. He really said that? There's no way that boy would say something like that. If you think he's lying, you can go to the condo and check later, because it's already empty. Huh? We're at the airport right now. We'd like to start a new life with our 3 children somewhere unknown to you. I know it's a lot of work, but I believe we can manage it together. Wait, are you leaving me? That's what we've decided to do. We will do our best, so please don't be discouraged and hang in there. We may never see each other again, but we wish you the best. Such a sudden... Wait! Don't leave me! Take me with you! It doesn't make sense if we take you with us. Don't say that! We're family, right? We're not a family anymore because we've already cut ties with you. Now, if you'll excuse me, take care. Wait, Anastasia! After that, Dorothy was scolded hard when her husband found out about the whole thing, and then she was divorced. She had gotten into millions of dollars in debt without even knowing it. It was understandable that her husband was angry. He had always been fed up with her selfishness. He finally came to his limit this time. Dorothy will pay back the money she borrowed for the down payment on the house by herself. After being evicted from the house, Dorothy looked for a job as a live-in worker. She's earning money by going to work every day while living in a very small room. As for us, we signed the lease for an apartment in the new place. Martin has got a new job too. We will decide what to do after living there for a while. I told my father-in-law about this place secretly, so he will come to see me next month. Now that my mother has passed away, a new wind has started blowing for me. I will do my best to look forward firmly so that my mother will be proud of me.